Welcome to Eric and Horror Stories. Eric speaking. Excuse me, coughing today. It's crazy. I was on the way over here. Car blew a casket. That's right. Today we're talking coffins and caskets. In particular, we're going to unbox and assemble the Home Accent Holiday Graven Bones LED Gold Encrusted Casket from Home Depot. That's a mouthful to say a damn coffin. Anyway, this is one of those items. I saw this in the store. I was not going to buy this. I did go to a Home Depot that had a lot of display items up. And when I saw the display, I was like, yeah, it's actually pretty cool. That's one of the reasons stores won't sell you the display item, because they want you to see what it looks like. And if more products coming in later or there's online stuff, they can sell a lot more than if they just sold you that display item. So anyway, they got my money. And there's some of these still out there. I think Home Depot has a lot more stock of things than people realize, and stuff is being refreshed in the stores constantly. So if you're missing, say, the 12-foot witch, or the pumpkin stack that people are crazy over, or this thing right here, you may be able to find it at your good old neighborhood Home Depot if you're watching this in 2022. If this is several years later, out of luck. Anyway, about to open this up, so we'll just get right into the casket. Well, it's at the end. Right now we'll get right into the box holding the casket. So yes, open casket services today. I am doing the service of opening this casket for you, and a black cat has popped out of here. Hi, Mr. Hyde. So I did go ahead and cut the box open. I have not removed anything yet. As you can see, as usual, Home Depot has printed the instructions in living color on the inside of the box here, which is very handy because they also give you an instruction manual. And boy, this has a lot of instructions. This may take a while to put together. I was thinking this would be a quicker one. That's what she said. Ha ha. All right, let's see what is in here. This may take a minute to remove items, so I'm going to pull a few things out of here. That's what he said. And we'll progress through things this way. So just started the unboxing, pulled these two bigger pieces out of here. As you can see, this thing's the real deal. It is 6 feet, and the box is very weighty. So this is a very solid item. The box weighs 71 pounds. So once you remove, some of the packing and unnecessary stuff, it's still obviously in the mid 60 pound range. So it's a pretty good item, pretty solid. I don't know how well it will hold a person or how structurally sound it is in that way, but that's one of the things we're going to find out today. Hoping to use this in my photography some and as a cool display piece, or perhaps just to lock people in who annoy me. Anyway, we'll continue with the unboxing. All right, more here. As you can see, there's a lot of pieces. There's still a few left. Overall, I think this makes it really easy to disassemble and keep in the box. The box is large. If you have a lot of the bigger Home Depot pieces, you probably have a storage shed or an entire room crammed full of this crap. Me, I have pretty much an entire room crammed full of this crap. But anyway, looking at this, it looks like the back or the bottom isn't really to be seen. It doesn't have the trim work and all this that the other sides do. So when you use this thing, you're either going to have it standing up with something in it or laying on a table. Not that you'd have an upside down coffin or anything. I'm just telling you that, and you could probably bury somebody in your backyard in this. I mean, my attorney says that never happened at my house. Anyway, let's keep going. Well, pretty much everything's outside of the box now. Honestly, now that I look at all of this, there's not that many pieces. It looks like this will actually go together pretty quickly, I hope. There's some framework down here, maybe out of the camera shot. So I feel pretty good that this will go well. For those of you who have watched my prettiest videos, that's all of them. My previous videos, I did say I was going to be unboxing the Home Depot Big Red Grim Reaper this time, but I had some trouble putting him together. I did really well for a while there, and then at the end he did not work, and it was very disappointing. However, I've since discovered it's just I need to take more time and probably even have help putting him together. He does work, but instead of redoing that video, I'm actually going to maybe use this in some photos in a little bit. So I thought, let's go ahead and put the casket together. And I'm going to move the box out of the way, and we will start assembling this for you. Okay, unless I missed it, there's not even a little bag of tools or anything. Maybe I did miss it. There's some stuff in here. Not much, though. Little bag of tools is my dancer name, by the way. So it doesn't look like it's going to take long to put this together. Flipping through the instruction manual. This frame thing appears to only be if you're going to stand the casket up. So, which I'm not sure if I will or not, but we'll go ahead and put a couple of the pieces together and show you this cat diving into a box just off camera. Fantastic. Like cliff diving, only stupider. Let's keep going. Alright, already ready to bury a cat here. She's anxious to get in there. What is wrong with you? Just so you know, keep off. Do not lie in the casket or sit or climb the casket. This is not a toy. So those of you who have always wanted a toy coffin or to get your kids a toy casket, this is not a toy. You hear me? Alright, so I was wrong in the beginning. This isn't going to take very long at all to snap together, I don't believe. Even comes with a body in it already, so it's just a few snappy snaps and the whole bottom portion is ready. Then a couple more snappy snaps and the rest is ready, and then, you know, it's a couple ding dang wally wangs and flim flams. Okay, so basically so far all I've done is I took those two small little side pieces, put them on this, and then this big piece that was already assembled, just slid this down on there. We already have quite a tall, excuse that visual there, but I'm 6'2", so you can see we already have quite a bit of space here. This thing is really big because there's a whole nother piece just this big on there. And was a little easy going. It didn't go in there perfectly. None of these things go together amazingly. Do not slam or force these things in there. As she will tell you, it'll break it. A tasket, I'm in this casket. Alright, so I've got the bottom part here put together and it seems pretty sturdy. I am standing in it and I don't feel like I'm going to break it. I don't necessarily, not necessarily telling you you should do this and don't jump up and down in it if you can, but pretty impressed with how sturdy it seems so far. So I'm going to continue assembly. Good evening. Welcome to the Vincent Price Extravaganza. So, alright, this is all together. It has some electronics on the bottom from where it lighteth up. So if you're going to use this sucker outside, and it's mostly made of the kind of material that would probably be fine, you have to keep in mind, though, that if you use the lighting, it has electronics. If you don't use it, I guess cover it up with some tape, and you got to make sure this is where the electronics won't get wet, so you may want to throw a garbage bag over these things at night or when bad weather comes. I don't know. Going back to sleep now. So, are you pretty and you can have an open casket, or are you like me and you kind of need a closed one? Well, here's the open casket look. There's two different doors. If you want to have the open casket, you just use this one. Word of warning, this one does not open and close like this. You can pull it on or off. You will break this part if you try to just open it. Now the top does open that way. So I'm going to put the top on. I'm going to put my top on in a minute, and then maybe I'll take my top off, and then maybe I'll put it back on. I'm that kind of girl. So yeah, pretty cool. Casket itself is assembled. This door has a hinge. This one does not. So you can do all your creepy. Think of it as laying down, and there's not a way somebody can crash through the bottom. If it's, in other words, stabilized properly, I think almost anybody could lay down in this and do whatever. You know, do whatever people do in a coffin. Be a fun little jump scare, or for pictures, or heck, put a bunch of ice and seafood in here. I don't know, but it's pretty stable. I like it. It's pretty decent looking. I mean, if you're right up on it, I mean, you probably can tell it's not a casket. But then again, who knows? Is some little kid gonna know this isn't really a coffin? I like it. It's a very solidly made prop. I have a couple little cheap collapsible coffin things, and this beats the wee wallies out of those things. But now I'm going to assemble the stand thing and hook the lighting up, and we'll look at that, and then we'll be done, and we can close this case. All right, the stand is literally snapping together a couple pieces and then it's done. It's a little wobbly, but once the casket's on there, it's not going anywhere. The casket's heavy. Even has this sign on here, handy. Do not lie in the casket or sit or climb on the casket. I don't know if this is for display purposes if you have it up, or if this is just telling people like me, don't do what you just did, which is, of course, liability relief for them putting that on there. I'm going to get in the casket, of course. I'm not telling you you should. You're not suing me. I'll just hide in there and you won't find me. Let's see if the electronics work. Okay. I have this leaning back against the stand now. I don't have it fully secured. There's something, final thing to attach to the bottom that I have not because I don't want to. There's just a piece on there. If you get this far, you'll get that. Anyway, standing up, stands good. It lights up. See this? See it? I'm going to knock it over. Let's turn the light out for a second so you can see the light. It's how pretty. I'm not sure I'm crazy about the light. I'm sure it looks really cool at night. It'd look really cool with a fog machine. In general, though, this makes it look kind of cheesy and less authentic to me. And everything has LEDs in it these days. I don't know if this needs it, but you can turn them off if you don't want them, and they're pretty unobtrusive. So, and I was wrong. They've pretty much made the lighting system that snaps together and even the on-off thing weatherproof, it looks like to me. So I think you can have this sucker outside and not worry that much about it. Now, of course, it's going to be exposed to the elements, and that's going to affect it like anything outside, but it looks like they've made this thing to have good exterior use. IMO. Got a little scuffy there. Not sure if I did that or what. But anyway, very pleased with this overall. The Home Depot casket. The 6-foot Graven Bones LED animated gold encrusted casket. I think it was $200. I can't remember off the top of my head, but that sounds right. Pretty popular item. Don't know how many of them are out there, and who knows if it'll be back next year or so. Quite a prop for a lot of things. Scare thing, cool prop, party prop. Just a fun thing in general. Just be careful with it, especially if it's standing up. And I guess that's it. I'm about ready for my eternal rest, or at least until the next one of these silly videos. So until then, this has been Eric with Eric and Horror Stories. Have a lovely rest of your life. Goodbye.